guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is not going to be my August book haul. This is going to be my other stuff that I got in the month of August haul, mainly because I wanted to haul one particular item. It's this kitten. So to nobody's surprise whatsoever, I am adopting her. And I just wanted to talk about it, and I decided to film it like a haul because people like watching hauls, and technically I acquired her in the month of August. We're in crazy kitten mode, so I'm on the floor of my library. Also, that's why there's almost nothing on these lower shelves that she can get into. In fact, she face planted Buffy and Spike. Hang on. They are returned to their proper state. But she's just bopping around down here on the floor. I'll pick her up frequently, but she is in full-blown kitten mode, so getting her to sit still for a full video is not gonna happen. So she'll pop in periodically. So this is Cricket. She is now officially 4 months old, I want to say. Look how big she is. Is that not crazy? For everybody who is new here, hey, thank you for subscribing. There's thousands more of you guys. If you guys didn't see the beginning of this journey with this kitten, I brought her home at the end of June. I believe in my summerathon vlog video. Halfway through that video is when I brought her home, so you can actually see me vlogging on my bathroom floor at midnight, the night I decided to bring her home and start fostering her. And she was tiny, which is why I brought her home. Long story short, she was the runt of a litter of 5, and she was just not thriving. She was kind of sickly, and at 2 months old, she didn't even weigh a pound yet. So she was dangerously malnourished. So the initial plan was to bring her home for just a couple days and give her as much access to food as she wanted away from her siblings to see if she could start gaining weight. I will say, had that initial plan been what actually happened, I think I actually could have brought her back. I do think that I would have been emotionally capable of bringing her back if it had only been a couple days. That is not the case, clearly. She really struggled. Like I said, when I brought her home, she was only 15 ounces when I brought her home, and she was 2 months old. All of her siblings were well over 2 pounds at that point, and she was just not doing so hot. So I syringe fed her for a couple weeks. I got every type of food imaginable just to get calories in her body. And those couple days extended further and further and further until she was big enough to get fixed. So I brought her in to get spayed and all of her shots. And basically up until that point, I was in a very anxious state because I do have a cat and a dog, and I didn't know if she had anything that was contagious up until that point, because when she's so small, it's really hard to draw blood to do blood tests on her. So I wanted to get everything done at once, which is what we do at my rescue. Once they reach a certain body weight, we can bring them in and get them on the clinic schedule to get them spayed or neutered, all of their shots, and test them in case they were to have feline leukemia or FIV, anything that would be contagious from cat to cat. So up until that point, she lived in my bathroom, which was a joy and also a nuisance. I had an adorable kitten who just stared at me while I peed, but she also just ate toilet paper nonstop. We had to not leave the toilet paper on the roll. It was pleasant. So she came back negative for everything. Waiting for the results of her blood test was I swear, waiting for a pregnancy test result or something. I had to sit there for 10 minutes and not look at it because I was so attached to her at that point that I was going to be so heartbroken if she had something and I couldn't keep her, because my cat, I've had her for 9 years. She will always be my first priority because she came first. So she's healthy, she's clean, we started the introduction process, and that's kind of where we are now. And the other deciding factor of whether I was going to keep her or not was how she got along with my current cat, because my cat, I love her to pieces, so I have the right to say this, she's a bitch. She is horrible with other cats. I have moved with her a lot, and we've lived in a lot of houses over the years that had cats, and she was just always so bad with them. She never fought them. There were never any cat fights or anything like that, but she just hisses and growls and sounds demonic the second that another cat would walk in the room. So she's just very territorial. So I didn't know how this was gonna go, specifically bringing a kitten into her territory, because all the other situations we were moving into a house with a cat and she was just not cool with it. So I thought this might go even worse because I'm bringing a cat to her. What I've learned is that she's all talk. I've let them loose in the house for the past 3 weeks now together, supervised. I don't let the kitten loose 24/7 yet until I've really established that everybody's gonna be safe. But Willow will basically just like hiss and sound like I need to exorcise a demon out of her throat the second that Cricket walks in the room, and then she just runs away. So she's all talk. Like, she talks a real big game to only just go run and hide in her dungeon. Like, the basement is like her safe space. That's where like her litter box is. That's where her food and water is. That's where she gets put in case we ever need to shut her away somewhere. Like if we're having like work done on the house, the basement is her area. So she just like slinks back to her little dungeon and growls down there and talks. So it's going okay. I have very realistic expectations of how it's going to work. As long as they can cohabitate, I'll be okay with it. I know that cats will generally never be friends unless they are litter mates or unless you get them at a very young age. It's very rare for cats to actually like become besties when you introduce them later on in life. So I have a very realistic view of how I see it going. As long as we're not actively fighting each other, I'll be okay with it. It'll be fine. So that was another concern of when she got tested and I found out that she could actually start interacting with my cat. I was concerned with how the meeting would go. And so far, nothing has really happened other than just a lot of really dramatic hissing and screaming from Willow. And poor Cricket is just like, what are you doing? I just want to be friends. I want to play. And Willow's like, no, and runs away. That's how it's going. So it's not bad, but it's not great. But it's okay. It's what I expected. This video is all over the place. That's kind of the whole story with her. The plan was to foster her until she got healthy and big enough to be adoptable, and then I got way too attached because I have to say she is one of the best kittens that I've ever interacted with, and I work with a lot of kittens at work. And most kittens, they're super cute, they're really adorable, and then they start growing, and once they hit that lanky teenager stage, you're done with them because they never stop getting into everything. Like, they'll crash really hard and then they're just bonkers all day long. They just never stop running up your walls, attacking everything, eating everything, shredding everything. You reach a point in kittenhood where you're like, okay, I'm good. I haven't reached that point with her, and she's in that stage right now, and she's still so good. So I'm pretty sure the whole reason that I ended up keeping her is just because she is so people-oriented, and I think that's mostly in part to the fact that, like, I brought her home, and she got, like, 24/7 dedicated attention to her, and she is so snuggly. Like, the first thing in the morning, she will always run right up to you. If you sit down, she'll just climb up on your chest and just rub your face and say hello, and she's so snuggly, and she just lays down and purrs. It's so cute. Now is obviously not that time of day. She is in full play mode for the foreseeable future. I pretty much have like an hour in the morning and an hour at night of like super snuggle time, and then everything else she is just bananas. So that is the update for her. I know a lot of you guys have been curious about her. I changed her name to Cricket. I don't really have a reason why other than I've just always loved that name. I always wanted a horse named Cricket, but I don't see a new horse coming into my life anytime soon. So I feel like maybe I should use the name now. One, I think it's really fitting for her because she does talk a lot. She's a very vocal cat, which is, I already have one of those. I don't know how I managed to get a second one. But her meow is still so squeaky.
Hi. Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm. Hello. Those are my toes. Yeah. Oh, okay, you got a lot to say. Yeah. Yeah.
And I keep waiting for it to actually turn into a meow, and it still hasn't. She might in the future. So one, she has a very, very squeaky little meow. Two, I got her during cricket season. Late summer in Pennsylvania, there are crickets galore. They are everywhere. My cat hunts them and brings them to me consistently from the basement, and I'm like, gee, thank you so much for that contribution to the household. So it's cricket season. She also just never stops jumping. Her favorite thing is just like stalking me. I would sit in the bathroom when she was tiny and read, and I would look up and I would just see like crazy huge eyes, and then she would just pounce at my face and then just snuggle. It was adorable. So she's got a little squeaky meow. It's cricket season. She's very bouncy, and she's also very tiny. Will she stay tiny? I don't know. That is up in the air at this point, but I just like the name Cricket. It's a cute little girly name. So her name is Cricket. Her name was Haley when I brought her home, and I feel weird about that because she's technically named after somebody. She's named after like my supervisor's daughter-in-law, stepdaughter. I don't know how families work. I think stepdaughter or something. I'm just not gonna tell her. Maybe I'll tell her. I don't know. But I am not a huge fan of like just ordinary people names for pets. I think it's a little strange. And I don't think that the name Haley fit her too well, and I really like the name Cricket. It works really well. So that is the story. That is what I acquired in the month of August. I will still have a book haul going up later on, probably in like a week or two. So I will try and insert clips of footage of her as she was growing and pictures and everything, because I know you guys are here for kitten footage, and I don't really have a kitten to stay in my lap anymore. For the length of this video, so it's mostly just me talking. So hopefully I'll be able to like overlay some footage of her just scampering around being a kitten. She is officially over 4 months old now. She weighs almost 4 pounds, so she's catching back up to where she should be, and she is healthy and happy and thriving, and I just adore her. So that is going to be it for this video. If you guys have any questions about her, let me know down in the comments. If you guys would like to see more of her, I will be featuring her in the videos constantly because she does still live in the library. That is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in more bookish content in my next video.